do you think they've done enough, first of all, to help them, stick their leg into Europe and just relax? Because I'm also hearing that they may go for the Bournemouth coach. It looks like they're not even looking at Michael Carrick
Carrick.
as a good replacement for them, and it's quite unfortunate we're at this situation. But so far, just talking a little bit about Michael Carrick's approach over the last number of games, Manchester United has had, I think, close to about 29 points since he came, and they've had more points than any other team in the Premier League since Michael Carrick resumed his first match. It shows that there's something going right with the way he's approaching the team. But from what I've seen, based on their change in identity, I noticed that he does more of scoring early, controlling the pace, and punish mistakes on mismatch. That's what has been his bread and butter all through. But I'll just allow you go ahead with another impressive win that they had this weekend against Brentford, a very difficult team to beat at that. And, putting themselves in a better position. I would like to say that they've cemented a position for themselves to be able to compete at a very high level in Europe.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think it's deserving considering how their season or how Man U season started. I'm not sure
Yeah.
anybody would have given them a chance to put these runs of wins. The team was in shambles under Amorim. Maybe not shambles, but like they could not. They were unable to find themselves. And Carrick coming in, those runs and those wins have put them in this very good position. I think with the win in the last game, I think they're quite sure of a place in the Champions League. So kudos to the team for getting to that point. Nobody expected Man U to finish this way, considering how the season started, like I said earlier. But however, for Carrick, I would say he's been a safe approach, which again can guarantee you possibly another Champions League slot next season. But I'm not sure that team can still compete for the league or for the
Okay.
for
I think also looking at the fact that Casemiro is leaving, and
Yes. Casa is leaving. So again, it's all any coach you bring in to replace Carrick anyway. I still feel you need legs in that midfield for Man U. The quality of players got to improve. You've got to also bring in people that will bring in proper competition for the likes of Mbuemo, Ahmad, Konya. They shouldn't think that they are best already. There's so much more we can get out of these guys. So the kind of signings Man U can bring in will determine their season. For me, it's really not really about the coach. If you bring in Raola right now and the kind of players he wants are not in the team, what's he going to do? You are limited to the number of signings you can make per window. You know, there's the financial fair play rule
simply.
there to curb whatever amount of signings you want to bring in. So again, I would think with what Carrick has done, Man U again should not go the knee-jerk approach of okay, get him out of it, bring in somebody new, then they start all over again. If they can get him 2, 3, 4 players with what we have currently, let's see what he can do for the next season. It could be the Judas to the Jesus that will come later and take Man U to the promised land. So again, I think kudos to Carrick. I didn't give him a chance. So with what he has done, I think kudos to him. And I think with what he has done, he deserves to be given that chance. Like you mentioned, the stats beyond me liking or anybody liking his style of play, the stats show it that in the last 10, 15 games in the league, he's got the most points of all the
Most
coaches.
points.
So
Yeah.
if he can do that in this 15 and possibly do that in the next 15 of the new season,
Yeah.
that puts you in a good position. So again, fingers crossed. Let's see what the board would go about doing. I'm sure they want to wait for the World Cup to also finish to see the coaches, to have a pool of coaches to pick from. But I would say, I think by end of the season, give Carrick the job, but more importantly, buy legs in that midfield.
Okay.